Good afternoon, everybody. Today we're going to prune 6 different beautyberry pre-bonsai trees. Each of these were planted, I think, about 3 or 4 years ago. And I started them in really small containers and have started to up-pot them over time. And I've just left them in the corner of the garden and let them do their thing. I let them grow and periodically prune them back. Some of them are more cool than others. Some of them are kind of dinky because I had them in tiny little small pots, but this is a good opportunity for watching how I might manage a number of different trees with different characteristics just to set them on their next stage of development. So I'm going to go ahead and start to put these all aside, and we'll start on our first one. Here we go. So you can see this little guy has started to take off. It's got plenty of vigorous shoots growing on it, and what I noticed is that these like to shoot shoots from the base and create really strong, just vigorous shoots that are, what they do is they help the trunk get thicker, but they also might detract from the design of the tree, or they could potentially add to the design of the tree. There's also suckers that grow from the base. Now, sometimes I like to leave these suckers on here because that really helps the base get more thick and strong, or I might consider making these into a clump style. I do have another beautyberry that I just trimmed back. It's a finished tree, and it is a clump style, but I don't know if I want more clump styles of these guys, but we'll see. So my first action is just going through and trimming back to the first 2 leaves. Beautyberries are kind of interesting to me. They grow in an alternating leaf pattern, but sometimes some of the leaves shed, so it makes it look like they're growing like one leaf here, another leaf here, another leaf here. So the stronger they get, it looks like they have one leaf here, one leaf here, one on the back, one here, and then, well, there's a shoot coming off there. But when the smaller they are, they look like they just have pairs of leaves coming off, kind of like a dwarf jade. So I don't know if this is just because the tree is more compact, it's making it look like those shoots are right next to each other, or if the younger they are, like it's a different growth pattern. I want to say that it's the former. The more compact they are, the more it looks like the leaf sets are parallel, but I don't think that's the case. All right, so again, coming back to the first 2 leaves. So that might be the first leaf set or the first 2 leaves. I imagine it's the first 2 leaves. On each of these shoots, I could have let this go a little bit longer, but the reason I didn't is because it was starting to shade out some of my other trees, and because I don't have a lot of space, I didn't really have an option. Ooh, there's a good spider right there. Okay, so let's see what I want to do. I noticed that this little part of the tree right here is not super interesting. I have this bend right here, and I have this, but there's no branch coming off of this side. This shoot right here could act as a little twin trunk or the start of a clump style to fill in some of that space. So what I might do is just trim this back to the first, what I'm going to do is trim it back to here. I see there's little teeny dormant buds on this tree. Do I have a spider on me? Hope not. That you can see, they're little bumps on the tree, and I want shoots to, or new leaves to emerge from those. So when I cut it back to here, it will encourage leaves to pop off from there. And anywhere I find that I cut it back and it has those little bud nodules, those little dormant buds, I imagine it will push roots from that area. Or I'm sorry, I imagine it will push branches from that area, but sometimes it doesn't. But I'm just going to go for it. It's so small that it really doesn't matter. Now, in terms of this really vigorous shoot right here, I think I am going to cut it off. just to prioritize the top of this tree. And now you see it's got a nice little design. When I plant it, I'd probably plant it a little bit like this to, well, maybe just like this, who knows, to accentuate this little bend. I'm also noticing that there's little teeny scale on the tree, and these show up as little tiny black bumps or brown bumps, and they can wreak havoc on your tree. They're really easy to miss, and I've noticed this year that I don't know if it's an evolutionary thing, but the ones that I find actually have these really subtle brown bumps that almost look like the dormant buds. So it's important to go through and just assess the health of your tree as you're pruning it, just because it can kill a branch off. Ooh, you might be able to see this. I have a little bud emerging right there. That means I don't need this. It has already done its job of helping the trunk get a little bit thicker, but I'll just cut it back. And that way this tree is a little more manageable. This one is done. On to the next one. This is the dinkiest tree I had because I had it in a teeny pot that was like this big. And I was just letting it grow into the ground to see what would happen. And it's tiny and not impressive. It has a little sad little trunk on here, but you know, I don't like to get rid of trees. So I'll just keep pruning it back and let it thicken. Now that it's in this bigger pot, it's going to get even thicker. I might let some of these guys grow. Maybe not. One thing that you'll notice about these beauty berries that I haven't quite figured out is they have a lot of dieback. So these twigs will oftentimes, you know, you'll grow them for a little while and then they'll just die back. So you'll have these little twigs like this. I just have decided that's a part of how these things grow and leave it like that. But it could be due to pests. It actually might be due to scale. And then sometimes if you cut back a little bit too far, you can get a little bit of dieback on that branch, and then it will create another branch that it prioritizes. But anyway, this tree is a little bit funky. Not my favorite. But I noticed that there's some growth emerging from the bottom here that is really going to thicken this trunk. So I'm going to leave that on there, and then it will develop a little bit more taper. Again, it's only been in this pot for, I think, since February. So it's got some more growth to do. This one is done. This is another scenario that it was in one of those smaller pots. I'm just going to come back to the first leaf set. Anything that's growing straight up, take it back. Beauty berries are a deciduous tree. That means that they lose all of their leaves during the winter. And they have really pretty purple berries that push out, I think, in the wintertime. I've only had my beauty berries get the berries one time. And that's because I've been keeping these in development and constantly pushing the growth back. So I'm not letting it grow long enough to get those berries. But once I have more canopy and then the energy is distributed evenly across all these branches, then I can let it grow a little bit more because I won't have these like really dominant shoots taking over. So let's see. There's a funky little bend here. This really needs to grow out more to get rid of that bend. You see I have this new super vigorous shoot growing out, and that one's going to get really thick if I don't stop its growth. So I cut that back right there to allow it to get in balance with the rest of the tree. So that's one reason I don't let these guys just take off, is because sometimes there's, spider. Sometimes there's going to be a shoot that makes the tree just get out of proportion of itself. So staying on top of it. I'm also noticing here that I have a back branch that's, like, I don't think I'm going to have this as a lower branch, so I'm going to cut that off. I want this tree to be a little bit bigger. It might push some other shoots here, it's whatever. But my first branch is on the back here, and it's at a funky angle. It's going straight up, whereas these ones are kind of going at a similar angle. I might remove it, but let me go ahead and block it to see what it looks like. What I don't want is for these three right here, because since they're so close together, to start to swell. But there is ramification on this branch already, which makes it a little more interesting. So what I could do is remove that branch that was that really strong growing one that I was just mentioning, that I wanted to cut it back. Another consideration is I want my branches to be kind of coming toward me. I notice I have another branch shooting off right here, or there will be a branch, a little shoot right there. But it is, I run the risk of creating an inverse taper right at this spot. So what I might do I want to cut off that one that I just, yeah, I'm going to cut that new one off. And then that kind of solves that problem. This tree can continue to grow. It is done. All right, and I've got this one. It has, again, that kind of straight trunk. It needs to just come back. I'm not thinking too much about where I'm cutting, but you know, the tree should be about here. And the more you do this, you know, once you set up your structure, then cutting back to the first, you know, one, maybe two leaves is the natural choice, because, you know, you've trained the tree to grow in a certain pattern. So by coming back to the first or second leaf set, you're taking it back to the original design. So that allows you to not think about it so much your next time around. Got this little guy. Cut that back, and I'll cut that back. I'm again coming back and taking some of these twigs off that just unfortunately said goodbye to us in past growing seasons, but that's okay. When I cut these back, I'm also leaving a little bit of a stump, maybe a 1/4 inch, so that way I don't get some of that dieback that happens. And that's another, again, safe way of pruning these little guys. So this looks okay. They're funky little trees. I don't know how pretty they're going to be, but the thing is they're deciduous, so a lot of times you're just kind of growing the trunk, and then I might actually like do a full chop on these at some point, or at least on some of the trees. So here's the next one. Coming back to the first two leaves and all these shoots. And by virtue of doing this, you're allowing light to get down lower to those lower leaves that might have gotten shaded out. And you are pushing energy back toward those dormant buds on the tree to encourage additional branching. So I have this really strong branch right here, which I kind of like. I'm not going to let it grow any longer, but I think I'm going to cut it back to here. So that way this branch will now start to develop some ramification. I think I will keep the leaves on this one. No, I'm not going to. It's way too straight, so I'm just going to go to there, and then I have these dormant buds back here that should be stimulated now that I've cut that all back. We'll see. I'm going to take that tall one off the top, remove a couple of these little guys here. I'm also looking for groupings of 3 or little like bar branches, and removing anything I can there. So that little guy, that little guy. I mean, honestly, it looks kind of stupid right now, but that's part of the process. You trust in the process that you're growing it out. And my main goal right here is to create a thicker trunk and then to have branching options by creating more fine branching around the tree. This one has a really nice trunk thus far. So this is probably one of my favorites. And again, eventually I could cut the tree back and just have these two and then create a nice little canopy from there. It's the benefit of having deciduous trees. Okay, we got this one. First thing to notice is there's one growing down here. Maybe I'll leave it, we'll see. Let's go back and just trim back to the first, second leaf set. In some cases, I'm not really looking, I might miss one. Because these have all grown pretty vigorously, again, those dormant buds should be stimulated when I cut back. So I'm not too worried right now. I'm trying to just kind of create something interesting. And hopefully this becomes interesting. Okay. So you can see in this tree, I'm creating this kind of dramatic bend. Like there, so you know, the way I did this was I grew these up tall and then I took a side branch and cut there. And then that side branch became the new leader. So this tree used to be just like kind of shooting straight up and then needed to create some more interest. So hence the cuts. Let's see. Some of these branches may be removed at some point to create, again, just a more interesting design. But for now, I'm going to leave it. And then this one, this little sucker was kind of wrapping around the front of the tree, which is crossing the trunk. So I'm going to go ahead and just put it on this side. So that way, no, I don't like it. It did its job. Yeah, sometimes, and part of my decision-making process is I have a small garden, and these can shade out other trees, so I tend to take these shoots off, especially if I'm putting them over there on the other side over here, because I don't have a lot of space, but back over there, I have space where I let my trees grow taller. These ones I'm intending them to be shohin, you know, really tight, so I'm just continually compressing them. So the tree might kind of be like this way or this way. Actually, like this is the front that you're looking at right now. So imagine that. Nice canopy. I'm going to let these continue to grow. I put them on the ground so you can see that they grow into the ground, and that helps the trunk get thicker and it develop more. In probably 2 years, I will unearth these guys and put them in a new pot, at which point I think I'm going to have maybe a trunk size that's twice this, which is the goal here. Well, I mean, I'd love a trunk size like this at some point, but they're doing their thing. So I'll go ahead and put these back up here so you can see each of them. Three, got 4, 5, and 6. And now it looks like I just got these little interesting guys in a pot. So I'm going to go ahead and put them back down on the ground over there and let them continue to develop. But in the meantime, don't forget to water. Oh yeah, and subscribe.